everybody, welcome back. So today I'm looking at doing like a therapist review of the Bourne Identity, and we're going to look at Stockholm Syndrome and trauma bonds. So the book that I'm looking at is The Bourne Identity by Robert Ludlum. This book is about a man who wakes up, he has amnesia, he's been shot several times, looks like he has some minor brain injuries, and doesn't remember who he is, but he has a certain set of skills that lead him to believe he's probably an assassin. The name Jason Bourne means something important to him, and he figures that's probably who he is, and it's about trying to figure out who he is, or the person that he was, and whether or not that's the person he continues to want to be. So it's a spy novel, assassins, that kind of stuff. As far as like that kind of genre, it's not my preferred genre, but this one was probably one of the best ones that I read, but it still was just okay. And the reason that I say that is because of the, I guess the female character in here. Stockholm Syndrome. So in the book, he kidnaps this girl. He uses her as kind of a shield, pretty much makes it clear that he will kill her if she doesn't do what he wants her to do. He needs her because she has a driver's license, which doesn't really make sense. Let's face it. He kidnapped her so that he could use her as a human shield, so that he wouldn't die, but she might. And he didn't seem to care that much whether she died or not when he kidnapped her. He just needed someone to shield himself from bullets. So Stockholm Syndrome is when the victim of a situation like this becomes sympathetic toward the person who abducted her. And she does this kind of to the extreme. Like, she starts to identify with him, starts to fall in love with him, and it all was based off of this, him kidnapping her, and then the relationship developing from there. So after he kidnaps her, they get into, I guess you could say, something happens. She's in mortal danger, and he comes and saves her. And then he now is going to die, and so she saves him. This is a horrible basis for a relationship. He is starting to figure out that he's an assassin, that he's a dangerous person, and she completely ignores all of the signs and everything, and just continues to say, oh, it's okay because I love you, and I know that you're not this person. And he keeps going like, no, I really think I am this person. Like, we don't know who I am. I don't remember who I am. But I have all of these skills that indicate that I am probably an assassin, and I am a dangerous person, and it's probably dangerous for you to continue to be around me, but I love you. This is not a relationship that is based on mutual trust. It is not a relationship that is based on friendship and caring and love. This is a relationship based on trauma. This is a relationship based on, you put me in mortal danger, gave me anxiety, it put me in this kind of vulnerable state, and then I began to identify with you. And let's face it, he is a dangerous person, and he doesn't really know who he is. We don't know what kind of psychological problems he might have. I mean, he could have, like, intermittent explosive disorder, which means he could attack her at any time. He could kill her. Like, she doesn't know him. She doesn't know anything about him, and he doesn't know either. All he knows is that he seems to be kind of a dangerous person. Now, something else occurs in this. So as far as Stockholm Syndrome, she begins to identify with him, and she completely ignores all the evidence to suggest that he might be dangerous, that he might not be the type of person that she wants to have a relationship with. This is a dangerous place to build a relationship from. Building a relationship from a place of, I don't know this person. They put me in mortal danger. They made me vulnerable. And now I have feelings for them. This is not a relationship that is based on love, caring, and respect. This is a relationship based on fear, control, power, and control. He has all of the power and control in this relationship. And he does try to get rid of her on occasion because to protect her, to save her. Just something I usually don't like in books anyway, because it drives me crazy when they're like, oh, I'm doing this to protect you. I'm lying to you to protect you. I'm preventing you from knowing the truth in order to protect you. Although, that being said, she really doesn't want to know the truth. She just wants to believe that he is somebody different now. He is not who he was because he can't remember who he was. So that's the Stockholm Syndrome. This is a bad relationship. Yeah, so this is not a depiction of a good, healthy relationship. So the next thing we want to look at is the trauma bonds, which, again, play into the Stockholm Syndrome. So they are placed in a situation where a traumatic event happens, they are both in fear of their life, and they save each other. So they build this bond, which is something that people are designed to do. We're designed to build bonds with each other. This is how we build friendships. This is how we build relationships and all that kind of stuff, is the bonds that we build together. This is how we identify with our parents. This is how we identify with our friends, and kind of how we develop, in some ways, how we develop our own personality based on the people that we surround ourselves with, based on who we surround ourselves with. So when you experience a trauma bond, you're going through a traumatic event, and there's someone that is sharing this traumatic event with you. This happens all the time in life. People who, soldiers who go to war together, people who are in a car accident together. Where I work, people who go to prison together. That's usually a traumatic experience, and they tend to bond over that experience. It's usually not, a lot of times it's not very healthy, because you've been placed into a vulnerable space, and then someone else is also in that vulnerable space, and you end up feeding off of each other and often manipulating each other and trying to control each other. This also can happen in instances of abuse, where the abused person forms a trauma bond with their abuser. This could be a reason that someone stays in an abusive relationship. This is a reason why no matter, an adult could do horrible things to a child, and a child could adamantly defend them and say, like, I love this person unconditionally. So that happens in this book as well, as they've now created this trauma bond, which they keep kind of feeding into. And again, with him kind of starting to figure out that he's this dangerous person, but he's bonded to this girl, and now she's like, he loves her and he wants to be with her, and despite the fact that he's dangerous, he's going to string her along and put her in danger without really explaining to her what's going on. And I get part of it is that he doesn't know, but part of it is also that he just doesn't want to let go of this bond. And she doesn't want to let go of it either, because she's willing to ignore all of this evidence that he is a dangerous person, all this evidence that maybe this isn't the person that you should try to be with. So relationships like this are dangerous. They basically don't know each other, and they're heading into this relationship together based on this traumatic experience. If it was a relationship in real life, it probably would not work out very well. Somebody would get hurt, and in his line of work and the type of person that he is, someone would probably get killed. So anyway, so that's my kind of look at the relationship in the Bourne Identity. This is a kind of scary, frightening, unhealthy relationship. Relationships that are based on trauma bonds and based on things like Stockholm Syndrome are not healthy. True relationships that are healthy should be based on mutual respect, love for each other, caring, understanding, having goals and things in mind for what you want for your future. So overall, the book was okay. If you could cut the relationship part about it, would have been a lot better. Alright, so that's what I got for you today. That's my look at Stockholm Syndrome and trauma bonds as portrayed in the Bourne Identity, and the horrible relationship that ensued because of it. So, if you like this video, please like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks. Bye.